Rise of the Ronin has been one of the most anticipated samurai action RPGs, promising an open-world experience set in Japan's turbulent Bakumatsu period. Rise of the Ronin throws you into a world torn between tradition and modernization. You take on the role of a masterless samurai, navigating political intrigue, faction conflicts, and intense sword fights. The game aims to balance historical accuracy with engaging gameplay, allowing you to shape the story through your choices. The game provides multiple paths, letting you side with different factions or remain neutral. Your actions affect relationships with NPCs, leading to different endings. This level of player agency makes each playthrough feel unique. The combat system is the highlight here. It blends fast-paced swordplay with a variety of weapons and martial arts techniques. You can switch between different fighting styles, parry incoming attacks, and execute brutal finishing moves. Combat feels responsive, and each weapon type has a distinct feel, adding depth to engagement. Stealth mechanics are also present, letting you sneak through enemy camps and assassinate targets if you prefer a more tactical approach. In addition to katana-based combat, you can wield spears, bows, and even early firearms, reflecting Japan's technological transition. Some weapons favor speed, while others emphasize raw power, adding strategic depth to each encounter. The game also introduces stamina-based combat, requiring precise dodges and well-timed counterattacks. However, the game isn't perfect. While the sword play is satisfying, some players might find enemy AI inconsistent, sometimes too aggressive, other times too passive. Boss fights can be exhilarating, but some can feel overly punishing due to erratic attack patterns. It's a game that rewards patience and skill, but it might frustrate those looking for a more forgiving experience. The world is divided into major cities like Yokohama, Edo, and Kyoto, each featuring open-world exploration filled with quests and side activities. You'll rescue villagers, challenge bandits, and even take part in moments of lighthearted fun, like helping a stranded cat off a pagoda. The world itself is visually rich, capturing the tension of a country in transition, but the overall open-world design can feel a bit empty at times. Fast travel is available, but traversal can sometimes feel sluggish, especially when covering long distances. The game provides a grappling hook and horseback riding to make movement more dynamic, but these mechanics don't always feel as smooth as they should. Some players have compared the open-world design to games like Ghost of Tsushima, but Rise of the Ronin doesn't quite reach the same level of environmental density or polish. The game's narrative is shaped by your decisions. You'll align with different factions, influence political outcomes, and make moral choices that change how the story unfolds. The story does a great job of immersing you in the time period, offering multiple perspectives on Japan's shifting landscape. Character interactions are detailed, with branching dialogue and loyalty mechanics that determine how allies respond to you. Side characters have their own story arcs, and the game encourages you to build relationships that impact the broader narrative. However, some cutscenes can feel drawn out, and certain dialogue choices don't always have as much impact as you'd expect. Visually, Rise of the Ronin does a solid job in capturing the era's aesthetics. Character models, lighting, and environmental details are impressive, but the game isn't without flaws. Some textures can appear low quality up close, and shadow rendering can be inconsistent. On PlayStation 5, the game runs smoothly with fast load times, but reports suggest that the PC version has some optimization issues, requiring tweaks to maintain stable performance. The DualSense controller features are well integrated, adding immersion through haptic feedback and adaptive triggers during combat. While the game doesn't push graphical boundaries compared to some recent titles, it still manages to create a compelling atmosphere. The soundtrack enhances the experience, blending traditional Japanese music with dramatic orchestral scores. Voice acting is well executed, bringing characters to life in both Japanese and English. Sound effects, from the clash of swords to ambient noises in bustling towns, add a layer of realism that keeps you engaged. One of the standout features is how sound design plays into gameplay. Enemies react to noise levels, making stealth approaches feel more immersive. The battle cries, weapon clashes, and environmental ambience create an engaging audio experience. Since its release, Rise of the Ronin has received generally favorable reviews. The combat and story are praised, but the open-world structure and technical hiccups have been points of criticism. It sold well in Japan, ranking among the top 3 games during its launch week. Comparisons to other samurai games have been inevitable, with many considering Rise of the Ronin a solid but slightly flawed experience compared to Ghost of Tsushima or Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. While it doesn't redefine the genre, it delivers a satisfying samurai RPG for those willing to overlook some imperfections. So, is Rise of the Ronin worth playing in 2025? If you're a fan of samurai-era action games with deep combat and historical storytelling, it's definitely worth checking out. The game offers satisfying swordplay, meaningful choices, and an immersive setting. However, if you're looking for a perfectly polished open-world experience, you might want to be cautious. The game's strengths lie in its engaging combat, historical accuracy, and branching storylines. But issues like AI inconsistencies, occasional performance dips, and an open world that can feel sparse might detract from the overall experience. Overall, it's a game that excels in combat and narrative, but struggles with technical consistency and open-world density. If you can overlook some rough edges, you'll find a rewarding samurai adventure waiting for you. That's the review. If you found this helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for more gaming content. Let us know in the comments. Are you playing Rise of the Ronin? Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.